Intriguing.
Encouraging.
Innovative.
Very, very informative.
Rural Futures Inspire, Innovate and Create was born out of much networking activity and a felt desire by many that the time is right to look at a new programming period, to take the necessary time out, to think about the sort of rural future we want and need, to recognise the tremendous assets we have and to push the thinking boundaries in recognition that rural Northern Ireland is a very different place than it was or has been and indeed will continue to evolve and develop.
I think this morning's speakers have been very inspirational. It's been excellent to get some information on the current status of the Northern Ireland economy, but also the opportunities that can be presented through the Rural Development Programme and through LEADER for where we could be going in the future. And I think this two-day residential conference gives LEADER members and also the department the opportunity to really think about where we should be going, how we should be going and who we should be going forward with.
We're reviewing the current programme, looking forward for the next 2 years and then again for the next period. The opportunities that could be delivered out of that are in terms of the renewed sense of rural communities, rural jobs, developing entrepreneurship and rural businesses.
We have the Europe 2020 strategy. And this strategy was produced by the European Union in 2010 in response to the current economic downturn. It wants to see smart growth, an economy based on knowledge and innovation with a focus on R&D, education, training and lifelong learning and the digital society.
The reason that I love the whole LEADER concept is that it puts power back to the people, that it takes away this hopelessness and helplessness, the apathy I suppose that I would have experienced in rural areas before the LEADER programme came about.
We need to look upon the programme as more an administrative element of what we do and do other things as rural development practitioners, as LEADER companies, develop other projects, seek funding from other areas using the LEADER method, but look to other sources of funding other than solely the Rural Development Programme. I think there's a fantastic opportunity here in Ireland, north and south, to build a new economy with a stable, sustainable rural economy. And I think it's a real challenge, but it's the only hope for rural communities and for rural development into the future.
Rural Development Programme brings hope. It brings hope to the rural communities because there's farmers that didn't know how to do the returns through the computers. They've got trained into doing that as well.
And what we really need to do is get real and start looking for steady state economy solutions where people start helping themselves, we get back to a little bit more self-sufficiency and we rediscover what local community can really be about. So we should be supporting that.
I think encouraging them, the local action group and the JCC, if both exist, and need to be thinking, they need to have more time and be facilitated to think a bit more creatively and to generate ideas and to allow them to keep on revisiting their plans. So I think unless, maybe that's where external support is needed.
I think conferences like this is great because being given the opportunity to network with other areas, being able to know what other areas are doing is a great benefit of being a LAG member because you can get very much involved in your own area and not know what else is going on. So something like this is a great opportunity for LAG members and just to know what else is going on in other areas. I think it's really important.
I think if there's more business, more services and more employment in rural Northern Ireland, that will build a stronger rural community, and people just won't want to live there to commute. They'll want to live there and be active parts of that community.
I do feel that there are good projects out there, young people who would be keen to get going and just need a bit of encouragement along the way.
I think we have got to fill them with hope for young people, so they want to stay in the areas, they want to farm the areas, they want to create businesses in the areas, they want to bring up their families in the areas, because we don't want them all spreading to the urban areas. We'll lose that mix of community that makes it so important. But also, I hope that there will be greater respect for the offer that rural areas has in some of our more urban settlements, where there's a little bit of an us and them sometimes. And I think, you know, urban life is enhanced considerably by appreciating the great things that we've got in rural areas. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think all folks working together and understanding our interdependencies and how we need to help each other wherever we live. For me, that's really important.
So I would say, and leave you this message, be proactive. You know the needs of the Northern Ireland rural economy better than anybody, so be proactive, know your role, know what changes you would like to see. Be coherent. Again, the urban centres are making a lot of noise, so you want the rural voice to speak as one to get sufficiently heard. And think investment, not fund. How will the initiative save money?
That rural Ireland would be available for all our young people and ourselves and all the people, that it's a place that you could live, work, retire and have leisure in.
Villages having local energy and local food and working together as proper communities. That's my vision.
My big dream for rural Northern Ireland is that it's somewhere for my children to continue to live and grow, develop, grow into adulthood and have their own children, but still be able to live in rural Northern Ireland, to be prosperous, to be healthy and to thrive.